Southbridge. This is Denise Clemence coming to you from our wonderful Southbridge Community Television Studios on Elm Street in our historic Town Hall building. Today we are going to be speaking with Emily Farrell, who is the Executive Director of the Literacy Volunteers of South Central right here in Southbridge. So join us now as we learn more about a great opportunity that you might want to get involved with yourself. Hello, Emily.
Hi, Denise. Thanks for having me.
You are new to the Literacy Volunteers program, are you not?
I am.
Following in some big footsteps of Holly Christo, who retired a bit ago.
Yes.
So when did you come to Southbridge?
So I joined Literacy Volunteers in September of 2021.
What does Literacy Volunteers really mean? What is it?
So Literacy Volunteers, we are an affiliate of Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts, which is our larger organization. We provide tutoring services to adults who are seeking to improve their reading and writing skills. Now those are often native English speakers. And then we also provide literacy tutoring for people who want to learn or improve their English as well.
How does that work, though, with all those other languages? I mean, how do you...
So our tutors, when they undergo their tutor training, they are trained to provide basically what we call survival English. So that's a question that we get a lot. People who are interested in volunteering, they say, I don't speak another language. That is not an obstacle at all.
So can you give us some examples of, besides Spanish, obviously Spanish is 50% Latino population here in Southbridge, so that's a heavy language that's used. What other types of languages do you encounter in your program?
Right, so like you said, I would say definitely we see a lot of Spanish-speaking residents, but also plenty of people who speak Arabic, Polish, Russian, all different languages.
Now, you say you have tutors, so tutors, who can be a tutor?
Just about anyone can be a tutor. So we are looking for adults, so over 18 and out of school. So just anyone who's received their high school diploma can be a tutor. And really, it's more about someone who is committed to the time commitment. So we're looking for a commitment of 2 hours per week. And, and frankly, people who are interested and compassionate and want to help someone.
But how do they know how to be a tutor? Would you offer training?
We do. So the process of becoming a literacy tutor is first to attend a volunteer information session. So these are low stress. It's about an hour session. We meet, we've been through the pandemic and beyond, meeting on Zoom. And that's just an opportunity to get some more information about the program, find out if it's a good fit for you, find out, get a little bit of a deeper dive into what the training is going to involve. And if you decide to move forward with that training, it is a fairly intensive program. It is 18 hours broken up into 6 sessions. And successful completion of that training involves making sure that you complete all of the coursework. There is homework. And so successfully completing that training. Those are classes that meet on Zoom. Again, one of the silver linings is that these were prior to the pandemic, you would have to, we'd have to wait until we had enough of a group of interested tutors that we could put on a training. So there was a little bit of a longer gap. But now, within that network of all of our branches of literacy volunteers, like I mentioned, anytime any of our affiliates is offering a training, that'll be offered on Zoom. And as long as there's space, it's open to anyone in any of the affiliates. Yeah.
So then are those classes weekly or more than, if they're 3-hour segments, well, how does that work then?
So generally it takes, I would say, 4 to 5 weeks to complete your training. Normally they meet twice a week, depending on the schedule.
And after that, you expect a 2-hour commitment per week.
Yep. And we look for people who are, willing to commit at least 9 to 12 months of their time. And, I would say more often than not, people stay on many, many more years. But at least that minimum commitment so that once you get to know your student, and you can work together, then you're seeing some real progress.
Now you're meeting in person again? People are meeting in person?
You have the option. So when you're meeting with your student, we are, we try to meet the needs of our students wherever they're at. So they can meet at any public location that is mutually convenient to both the tutor and the student. More often than not, that's one of our local libraries, the Southbridge Library, Webster Library, anywhere that's convenient. And they do have the option to meet on Zoom as well.
Obviously, there's a cost involved in managing this program. Is it all by donation, or do you get some fundings? Are you subsidized by the federal or the state governments, or how does the volunteer program exist?
So we are a completely grant and donation funded program. We don't receive any federal funding, but we do receive a grant from the state each year, and that comes through our larger, again, umbrella of Literacy Volunteers of Massachusetts, and that comes from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, so DESE.
Right.
One of our other major funders is the United Way of South
course.
Central Massachusetts, of course.
Wonderful
We're so
program.
grateful to them. And then the rest of our funding comes from, some of the other wonderful foundations in the area.
People have the ability to donate directly,
Yep, people can donate
and
directly.
you're a 501(c)(3).
We are.
How do people get in touch with your organization?
So the best way to get in touch with me directly is by email, and you can reach me at info at lvscm.org. Or we can be reached at the office, and our phone number there is 508-765-3880.
What hours, though, are you open? 5 days a week, or?
We're open 4 days a week. We have 2 evenings that we're open at the library. That is Monday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Very popular evening hours at the library.
They are. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we're there from 10 to 5.
Okay. Are you on Facebook? Do you have any other social media platforms that you exist on?
You can find us on Facebook.
Yep. Okay. All right. So what else, is there anything you would like the community to know more about the program, about your few months here as the program director? Is there any little tidbit? Sometimes we like to, any inside information for the community?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's one of those programs that until you get involved, as great as it is to hear about it, you can't really fully understand the benefits and just the intrinsic satisfaction that you get of being involved with an organization like this. I've only been involved for a few months now, but it is just incredible. The people that you meet and the students and our volunteers who give their time, it's just an incredible organization. And I strongly encourage anyone who thinks they could be interested in getting involved in any capacity to reach out and do so.
So I thank you for being the new director, and hopefully you're going to be local in this community for many years to come and providing this service. Community, if you want to get involved, look up the literacy volunteers, join, help somebody learn to read, to write, those basics that we take for granted here ourselves. Maybe even help them become a citizen, get their GED. There's so many opportunities, and they really could use a few more extra eyes and ears and hands for this program. Stop on in at the Jacob Edwards Library during operating hours, see what they're all about, speak with Emily Farrell, and do your part if you are able to. I want to thank you for joining us today. This is Denise Clemence. This is Southbridge Community TV, your station for all the local best information out there. Have a great day.